Well, Grant, I'm afraid you know what the starting topic is. Injuries. How are Faulkner and Marsh today?
I went and seen Louis in the hospital after the game, and his mum and dad was there, which was nice. So Sam Barron, our fitness coach, was with him. Tommy Rowe was great with him in and around the pitch. So he's just waiting to see a specialist, whether he needs an operation or it heals itself. So that's the progress on him. I don't know any more than that. Bobby Faulkner is waiting a scan, which he'll have today at some point, and then we'll see what the problem is there.
Is there any kind of clearer idea as to how severe those injuries are, and perhaps with that, any kind of nod in the direction of timescales for this season? No
timescale on it. What they are is a broken arm and possible ligament damage of an ankle. So timescale we don't know until obviously they see a specialist and Bobby has a scan. But obviously that's just what we're thinking on Bobby until he has a scan. We don't know. So it's how quick they heal, how quick they get back into full training.
I mean, goodness me. I mean, that's what, 12 players, maybe as many as 16 players that have got significant injuries right now. That's more than a team that you've got to contend with.
Yeah, it's not good, and a lot of stuff that we can't control, which is I've never seen anything quite like this. But we focus on the group that's fit. We focus on the lads that's getting out there every week or every Tuesday for us, and we keep working with them until the boys get back.
Because of the volume of injuries, does that affect training in any way, and how you might manage those that are available to play for you?
It's difficult when you have that many, because you rely a lot on the under-18s coming into training and make up the numbers, etc. We did that today because of obviously the game on Tuesday. People like Joe Holloway, Owen Bailey, Tommy Rowe have played consecutive games, and particularly Holloway and Bailey have played nearly every single minute of every game. So we've also got to be mindful of loading and what we get into the group. So we've managed to get everybody on the grass today that played on Tuesday, obviously apart from Louis and Bobby. We had Harrison Biggins back training today, which is a positive. But nothing else in terms of the injury front, nothing else available for this weekend. Hoping, like I said in one of my last interviews with you, over the next 2 or 3, 4 weeks, we should be starting to get quite a few of the boys back.
Clearly you can't do anything about impact injuries. Of the ones that, I don't know, it's hard to kind of remember who's got what now, but those that might be in some way preventable, what has been sort of thought about in that respect?
There's not a lot really. There's a lot of them that are impact and trauma really. There's not much we can do about it. Obviously the Richard Wood one was a strange one for everyone really. We felt it was just a slight calf strain that he received, and maybe just an overload of games and training. And it seems to have gone on a little bit further than what we thought it was, and it's probably a little bit severe than what we thought it was, but he's coming along well. Jack Senior was on the grass today doing some running. Kyle Hurst has been in and around the training ground doing some running, but we'll have another couple of injections just to try and get it to heal. But the rest are just, there's not much we can do about it really. It's just wait and see. Hopefully we get them back on the pitch. They're all working very hard. The club have been great in terms of kitting out the gym with some new equipment for us as well, which is a real boost to everybody. So hopefully we can get some of these players back sooner rather than later.
Over recent weeks, fans have seen the team gravitate from 4-3-3 to 3-5-2. Is that in some ways so that the existing players are more comfortable with what they've got to do, or is that just because actually you feel that's the best way to go right now?
Yeah, over the years I've played both systems, and at this moment in time we've got one fit fullback, and that's Tom Nixon. So it's sometimes when that happens you got to deviate away from what you initially set out and recruited for. But I know we've got players in the building that can play in this system as well. So it's when we're recruiting in the summer, we're always recruiting for number one, 4-3-3, but number two, if we needed to change and had the change in game, that we can do that. So I think the team that we're playing at the minute, and I think particularly in the games when you've seen Jack Senior and James Maxwell fit and available, we could slide into two different formations very quickly. A little bit more difficult when you've no left back available. So it's having to ask people to play in positions that we know they'd be more suited to others, but the boys are giving us everything and contributing to what we need.
Sutton next, won handsomely on the opening day, won handsomely last time out, lost most of the games in between. What are you expecting?
Physical game. We need to be good in terms of first contact, second balls, long throws, set plays. We're going to have to be good at that on Saturday and match them in every department. But on the back of that, we want to play our own game. We want to make sure that it's what we do on Saturday. We want to be in control of every aspect of the game and every phase of the game. So a lot of work has started on that already. And we'll continue again into tomorrow, looking forward to Saturday.
The general perception, admittedly from afar, so correct me if I'm wrong, is that Sutton are kind of a very big team that can play a bit.
They're a big team, yeah, they are a big team, and they're a physical team. They've picked up over the last couple of games with a couple of wins. I know they won on penalties, but two victories for them, so they'll be coming here with a spring in their step, which I think it'll be a good game off the back of that. So we're still confident. We know we've put a decent performance in at Stockport, and another day come away from there with get that goal at that time, and we could have won the game, but we don't. We end up losing it, and then we showed a real good hunger about us on Tuesday night against Mansfield, against a good Mansfield team that on another day those chances that we have. I think we had 20 odd very, very good chances in the game, so it shows you we're playing well, we're creating opportunities. The more we can continue to do that, the more the results will follow.
And Justin, you in the past have spoken about needing the team to deal better with physicality, and in the very recent past you've spoken about how the team have started to do that better, which must give you confidence ahead of this match this weekend.
Yeah, League Twos, you have to be able to stand up with that. There's a lot of teams in this league that are big, are strong, are physical, have got long throws, they're good at set plays. It's every league, but this league in particular we're in at this minute. There's a lot of strong teams in the department, so we're working all the time. In terms of us trying to improve and understanding the players, understanding what it takes to match teams like that, but also how do we get the better of them? How do we go and play our game and see if we can get the 3 points?
If I was to say that already you've faced quite a lot of teams who are leading lights, whether that's here or somewhere. And perhaps say that the next sort of 10 or 11 games, the fixture, the table suggests might be kinder. How much do you view that as an opportunity to put together a real good run here?
Well, it's been a tough start for us. We've played, I think, 8 of the top 12 already in the 12 games. We know that without the risk of me saying this all season, we knew that we were going to take a bit of time. We want to keep moving in that direction. We want to be coming, by the end of December, January, early February. We want to be in and around the mix. We are on that trajectory. I feel players come back from fitness, players in good form. Some of the players in excellent form, actually. Really, really good form. So we want to continue to build on that.
Who's standing out then for you? Who is in that type of form that makes you think, yeah, nice one?
I think Molyneux's in good form. I think Ben Close is in good form. I think Joe and Mo are in good form. Seeing Westbrook's in good form. The back three, Tom Anderson, Joe Holloway, Owen Bailey, are having to play every minute nearly of every game, and it's outstanding to see. So there's a lot of, if I've missed someone, I apologise, but there's a lot of players in good form at the minute, and the longer we can keep them in that form, the better, because they can definitely make big impacts in games for us.
Tough.
Grant, can these challenges be harder than perhaps going away to Stockport, where few people from the outside looking in will expect much of Doncaster?
No, I don't think about it like that. I feel as if it's another home game. We've started to pick up our home form. We feel strong here, so it's another game that we have to approach. We understand the teams that we're playing against threats, and what Sutton are going to oppose to us, but it's really what we do. You know, it's what we do when we get the ball. It's what we do. How can we hurt them? How can we go and exploit them and create opportunities and chances for ourselves?
Would you share what you consider to be their weaknesses with us?
No, we keep that in the house. You know, that's not fair for me to come out and say things like that, but we try and focus on our own game. We try and, you know, like every team, find areas where we think we can expose them.
Yeah, you mentioned it's a sort of stretched group at the minute injury-wise. How do you get them going again for another big push on Saturday?
Easy. They're a great group. They're a great group. You know, win, lose or draw, we always debrief the game, draw a line under it and get on to the next one. You know, it's well, whether it's good or bad, we always debrief and areas improvement, things that we're looking good at and doing well, and just trying to continue on that, get on the training ground, work. So it's the next game for us. It's the only game we're looking at. We've had them watched 2 or 3 times, so we know what they're about, and so we look forward to it.
Yeah, I did want to actually ask you about Ben and Luke. They seem like they've become 2 key players in this team.
Yeah, I mean, when they both come on the other night, they were sensational. And I think it just shows you how good of players they are, you know. And I think there's a lot of, like I say, I think there's a lot of players in good form at the minute, you know. And we want to turn that good form into more wins and trying to get ourselves on a bit of a run. So that's the plan.
Have you done anything with like those guys or with other guys, like as far as like individual training is concerned, or do you think it's just the processes start to work?
I just think it's understanding of how we work, how we want to play, their own natural ability, and then just keeping engaging in terms of trying to get the best out of them. So obviously Ben's got 4 goals now already, which is great for midfield. If you can continue to add to that, we want to get more goals from Mols, of course we do. But if we can get goals from midfield, it's a big burden off the likes of Joe and Mo and Jack Goodman, Louis Marsh. You know, he's injured, but George Miller when he was back. So having those goals spread around the team is great.
Yeah.
And you know, Tommy Rowe, Sam Westbrook, George Broadbent, Harrison Biggins, they're all capable of scoring. Biggles scored 2 or 3 already as well. So it's we want to spread the goals around.
Yeah. How is Louis Marsh?
Yeah, he's all right. He's okay in himself. He was a bit gassed up when I went and seen him at the hospital. But he's fine. I think he's just waiting to see what the diagnosis is when the specialist can see him. He's in the hands obviously now of Sheffield United because he's their player. And look, they're a Premier League club. They can give him the best of service and treatment. So, but we're in close dialogue with him.
Good stuff. Is it 15 injuries that you count? I think I make it 15.
14 at the minute, which is really disappointing.
And how many does that leave you with that are fit? Do you know, off the top of your head?
Well, the squad you seen the other night will be the squad that'll go again, plus Harrison Biggins. So yeah, look, if we have to, call upon some of the under 18s, we will do. We've already done that. With Will Flynn. Sam Brown's back training, so he's come off the injury table. He trained with us today. Young Harry Wood is a young player we like in the under 18s as well. So yeah, there's some good talent in there, and if we have to use them, we'll use them. There's not a problem. You've seen us play young Will Flint at Mansfield, and if we need to do that, we'll do that. Yeah,
just on Will, is there any news on the contract yet?
No, actually, I was that busy today. I didn't see Adam Grice, the secretary, today. But if there's any news, I'll let you know.
All right, thanks for your time. Cheers.
Right.
It's not your boyhood club, Doncaster. You've not played 400 games or whatever. But is there like a personal element to this? Because you've had some. I mean, your wife said you had some really happy times here. And does it feel like your club's almost one of
Yeah, it does, and it's. I think I've got a good affinity with everyone at the football club and the fans, and they're great with us. So we just want to do well for the football club. We want to try and get us to the level where we know we can't. This club deserves to be and can be. But that's hard work. It takes a bit of time. It takes a bit of bedding in.
Yeah.
And it's having your best players available to you to select at times as well. But the boys who are in the team at the minute are giving us everything. So it's getting the balance right of them. Not undercooking them or not overcooking them, just making sure they're right and ready to go when the games come.
Yeah, the fans seem to understand it as well. I mean, they really want them back, and they've accepted you, and it's not going to be built in a day. And they seem to be patient as well, which is going to be important.
Think we all agreed that the start was poor. but I think we've picked up. You know, we've definitely picked up over the last 6 league games anyway.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
the form has improved. There's games in there where we've gone toe to toe with the likes of Wrexham and conceded late.
Yeah.
Should have scored at Stockport and got ourselves a win. But then, you know, there's games in there where we're really pleased, beating Gillingham and Crawley or top of the league. You know, so. I guess it's for us is trying to find that consistency. I think there's a lot of teams will say that. A lot of managers will say that. The teams obviously in 1 and 2 in each league will have that consistency at the minute. The others will be thinking, well, how can we get to that level? You know, so we're no different.
If you can turn it round, and there's been a bit of early pain, will it mean as much as sort of anything you've done really?
We will turn it around.
Yeah,
we will turn it around. There's no question about that. We've got full belief in what we've got in our club, and that's including staff and players and everybody in that. So it's a matter of time before we get ourselves on a winning run. I've no doubt about that. And when I say a winning run, I mean a 6, 7, 8, 9 game winning run, which I feel you need in this division to be in and around that top end.
I suppose when you look at it logically, you'd inherited a few players that were a bit of scarring from last season. You brought a lot of new players in. Probably always going to be one of those seasons where you're going to see your best side here, perhaps post Christmas, December, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean the players we brought in were for this season, but also for longer term thinking as well. Yeah. You know, there's a lot of younger players that we've signed that will go on to have tremendous careers in the game. Hopefully, the early part of their careers at us at Doncaster, and then move on to bigger and better things. So, I'm not saying we want to lose anyone, but that's just the nature of football. So we're building all the time, building for the future. You know, you see the young players signing the contracts. Sam Brown and Will Flint offered professional contracts, and then you see the likes of Jack Goodman and Tavonga Kalea, you know, Bobby Falk, the young boys there. So there's a basis of a really good team here in the future. Yeah. Do
you think you've turned the corner? Is it probably fair to say? I mean, you've picked some results up recently, haven't you?
I believe we have. I believe our performances are good. You know, in the main, I think we let ourselves down a little bit at Barrow. Of course, when I said that after the game, but I think performance-wise we've been good. Now we just want. I said the boys understand this. I said to them, look, we don't want to be a team that plays well and loses, and they understand that. I've mentioned that a couple of times too. Now we want to be a team that plays well and wins. You know, we don't want to be, oh, well done, you were great today, but we lost again. That's not what we're about. So it's obviously changing that sort of feeling to get to that.
And part of it's turning this place into a horrible place, if you like, one that visiting sides don't, they come on the bus and they think, you know,
it is, and our fans are massive on that. You know, we need them. They're unbelievable away from home, and they're unbelievable at home. But the more we get here, the more the players feel. You know, we can have a go here today. So they've been great since I've come back. We obviously want to increase the numbers, but we understand that wins increases numbers, and you moving up that table will increase numbers. So I guess it's a byproduct of us winning and fans coming back.
And these wins, if you can get wins when there's adversity, and you do end up having a good season, you remember these times, don't you? You know.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, it's always nice to start the season well. You know, I think this is probably the only job I've had where we're going to have to do it. Come the other way around. I've always seemed to start well at clubs, at every club I've been at. So I'm looking forward to this challenge. It's sort of been reversed a little bit. You know, we want to try and be a little bit of a late burner and start moving up that league.